So there's this guy in ancient Babylon, maybe 6,000 years ago, selling camels and clay tablets in the marketplace. Tattered robe, dusty sandals, probably smells like the animals he's selling, and everyone knows him. Just another poor trader trying to make enough copper coins to feed his family. His name's Arcad. And honestly, nobody thinks much of him. Babylon's full of rich guys. Merchants with gold chains. Landowners with big houses. Priests with temple connections. Arcad's not one of them. He's the guy haggling over the price of a lame camel while the wealthy dudes walk past without looking. Then something weird starts happening. Arcad buys a small house. Not big, but his own. Then another. Then some land outside the city walls. Then a fleet of ships trading goods up and down the river. Then he's funding other people's businesses. Then he's lending money to the same merchants who used to ignore him in the marketplace. Fast forward a couple decades. King of Babylon personally asks Arcad to teach wealth to the city's young men, because Arcad's now the richest man in Babylon. Not from inheritance, his dad was a humble scribe. Not from luck, he started with nothing. Not from some secret scam everyone watched him do it in public, slowly, while laughing at his ragged robe. And here's the part that stings. The guys who laughed at him are still poor. Still haggling in the same marketplace, still wondering why life ain't fair. Arcad's teaching their kids now, because the parents never figured it out. So, how'd a camel trader pull that off in a city full of people, born richer and connected better? 5 things that were carved into clay tablets back then, and we still ignore them on our phones today. First thing, Arcad paid himself first before anyone else got paid. Not after bills. Not after the marketplace haggling. Not after seeing what's left. But every single time he earned coins, 1/10 went straight to his own pocket before his own hand could spend it. He called it paying thyself. Most people do the opposite. Earn money, pay everyone else. Landlord, grocer, tax collector, random guy selling stuff they don't need. Then look at the empty purse and go, "Welp, guess I can't save this month." Arcad looked at his empty purse and said, "Nope, my 10th comes out first. Everyone else can fight over what's left." The trick? Make it automatic before your brain gets involved. Arcad literally had a separate purse he never opened. Coins went in, purse stayed closed. No decisions. No willpower. No, maybe just this once. If you gotta decide every time, you'll decide wrong most times. Arcad decided once and never reconsidered for 40 years. Second thing. Arcad only took advice from people who actually had what he wanted. Sounds obvious, right? But most people take money advice from their broke cousin, their indebted coworker, their friend who's always about to start saving. Arcad went straight to the guy who owned the biggest house in his neighborhood and asked, "How'd you do it?" Ignored everyone else. In Babylon, there was this thing where poor guys would gather at the city gates and complain about how unfair everything was. Same dudes, every day, same complaints. Never got richer. Arcad stopped going to the gates. Stopped listening to complainers. Surrounded himself with people who were already where he wanted to be. If you want wealth, find someone who actually has it and copy their behavior, not their Instagram, not their car, their actual daily habits. What time they wake up, what they don't buy, how they handle windfalls. Arcad learned from a moneylender named Algamish for years before he ever made his own fortune. Paid attention, took notes. Didn't argue, just copied until it worked. Third thing, Arcad made his money work while he slept. Once he saved that 10th, he didn't bury it in the ground like most Babylonians. Didn't hide it under his mattress. Didn't let it sit in a clay jar gathering dust. He put it to work. Lent it to brickmakers who needed clay, financed ship captains, traded grain, invested in date orchards that took years to bear fruit, but then bore fruit forever. His money was out there making babies while he was selling camels. Compound growth. Passive income. The whole game. Most people work for money their whole life because they never teach their money to work for them. Arcad worked hard for 10 years, then his money worked hard for the next 30 while he just knew how managed it. Start small. Even if it's just putting savings into something that earns more than nothing. High yield account. Index fund. A friend's business you actually believe in. The point ain't the return rate today. The point is building the habit of making money work while you're doing other stuff. That habit scales. That habit becomes everything. Fourth thing, Arcad protected his wealth like it was alive, 'cause it was. Every investment he checked. Every borrower he vetted. Every deal he made sure he understood before handing over coins. He didn't chase get-rich-quick schemes. Didn't trust his cousin's amazing opportunity. Didn't lend money to friends out of pity. His money was his employee, and he was a strict boss. Most people lose money because they hand it to strangers, schemes, or sob stories without asking basic questions. Arcad had simple rules: only invest in what you understand. Only lend to people who can pay back. Only take risks you can afford to lose. Break any of these and you're not investing, you're gambling. And gambling is how poor people stay poor. Before you put money anywhere, ask, do I actually get how this makes money? Can this person actually pay me back? Can I survive if I lose all of it? If any answer is no, walk away. Arcad walked away from more deals than he took. That's why the ones he took actually worked. Fifth thing, Arcad planned for the very long game, not next year. Not retirement, but generations. He bought orchards that wouldn't produce for a decade, lent money on terms that stretched 20 years. Built houses meant to last a century. Every decision was, how does this look when my grandchildren are old? While everyone else was asking, how do I look rich next month? This is the hardest one, because there's no immediate feedback. No likes, no compliments. No visible progress for years. Arcad planted date palms knowing he'd be old before they paid off. Knowing he'd probably die before seeing the full return. But he also knew his kids and their kids would eat from those trees forever. What are you building that pays off after you're gone? Not your bank account, that's just numbers. Something real. A reputation for honesty that gets your grandchildren trusted. A skill you teach your kids that they teach theirs. A piece of property that stays in the family. Arcad's wealth lasted centuries because he wasn't building for himself. He was building for people he would never meet. So, what's the real story? A guy in a dusty robe selling camels while everyone laughed. Same marketplace, same opportunities, same economy as the complainers at the city gates. But Arcad paid himself first, learned from winners, made his money work, protected it fiercely, and planned for generations. The other guys? Still standing at the gates complaining 6,000 years later, just with different clothes and phones. The clay tablets Arcad wrote on crumbled to dust. The lessons didn't. Pay yourself first. Learn from people who've done it. Make money work while you sleep. Protect it like family. Plan for your great-grandkids. That's it. That's the whole code. Click 1. Automate a savings transfer today. Find one person who's actually wealthy and ask them one real question. Put some money somewhere it can grow without you touching it. Check one investment and make sure you actually understand it. Think about one thing you're building that outlasts you. Small moves. Ridiculous patience. Same game. Same results if you don't quit. Drop in the comments which Arcad rule you're starting with. And subscribe.